Glass car mascots. Introduction. Several European and British companies manufactured or sold glass mascots. Lalique is the best known, and their mascots are the most highly regarded. Other important mascot suppliers were Lalique in England and Sabino and Etling in France. The glass formulas and methods used to produce glass objects were closely guarded trade secrets. To make the glass, various combinations of silicon dioxide, lead oxide, sodium carbonate, potassium oxide, zinc oxide, arsenic, and other additives were used. The glass could be clear, tinted, or frosted. Frosted and satin glass, which is smoother than frosted, is usually achieved by applying hydrofluoric acid to clear glass. Glass sculpture manufacturing is a complex process. In simplified terms, a model or prototype of the sculpture is created, often made from plaster. Then a mold is made from the model. Liquid glass is poured and pressed into a mold. After the glass is completely oven-dried, the glass sculpture is ground, polished, and sometimes acid-etched by skilled workmen. Lalique. In 1885, René Jules Lalique, a French jeweler and glass designer, opened a retail business in London that sold jewelry and glass pieces he made. His earliest artworks were created in the Art Nouveau style, and his later works were in Art Deco. The Lalique Company produced hundreds of glass objects, including perfume bottles, bowls, vases, lampshades, wall panels, statuettes, as well as car mascots. He used a special formulation of lead glass for his glass artworks. Lalique's first glass mascot was Saint-Chanot, 5 horses, made in 1925 for Citroën automobiles. Overall, he produced 29 different mascot designs. They were of women, horses, and other animals, birds and insects, and abstract shapes. Lalique's glass mascots were always of the highest quality and sold for many times the price of competing brands. The rarest Lalique mascot, of which only a handful exist, is the fox, which today can sell for over $250,000. Lalique mascots, like those of competitors, could be illuminated. A cylindrical metal base with a small bulb, powered by the car's battery, provided the illumination. Frequently, colored filters were used to change the mascot's appearance. The Breves Gallery in Knightsbridge, England, manufactured the mounts for Lalique mascots. Lalique. The major British glass mascot company was H.G. Asher. Its founder, Herman George Ashe, was born in what is now the Czech Republic and immigrated to England prior to the outbreak of World War I. He formed H.G. Asher Lalique, which imported high-quality glass vases and bowls from Eastern Europe. In the late 1920s and early 1930s, Lalique introduced 30 different glass mascots made of clear and frosted glass. The size and complexity of these mascots varied considerably. The cheapest was Sparrow, and the most expensive was Ecstasy. While many of them were similar to the Lalique mascots, there were 5 novel designs. The most famous is the Butterfly Girl, which was thought to be inspired by a celebrated German cabaret dancer. The mascot designers, as well as the specific manufacturers of the various mascots, are unknown. It is believed they were sourced by various glass manufacturers in Czechoslovakia and Germany. While the Lalique mascots were less expensive than Lalique's, several were of equal quality. The company used a unique nickel or chrome-plated metal mount with a bulb powered by the car's battery. It had the ability to change the color of an illuminated mascot as the car moved. This could be accomplished in 2 ways. One method used a cylinder in the mount with several colored windows around a bulb. A propeller attached to the mount revolved the colored windows. In the second method, the car driver used a hand control to manually change the color. Sabino glass was founded in France by Marius Ernest Sabino after World War I. It began by manufacturing glass lighting products, lamps, shades, panels, and a range of opalescent glass vases and statuettes. The company is still in business and sells various glass products, some of which use the original molds. In the 1920s, it introduced glass mascots in a wide range of sizes and complexity. Similar to the other glass manufacturers, it produced mascots of women, animals, birds, insects, and abstract shapes. Marius Sabino is credited as the designer of the mascots. Sabino used opalescent glass. Depending on lighting conditions, the same mascot would appear to be made of different types of colored glasses. Ettling La Société Anonyme, Edmond Ettling, was started in Paris by Edmond Laurent Ettling after World War I. It made and sold bronze, ceramic, and glass sculptures during the 1920s and 1930s. The company used various highly talented designers, and some pieces carry the designer's name. Glass bowls, plates, vases, lampshades, and statuettes, as well as glass mascots, were produced. Ettling manufactured less than 6 different mascots. Most of them were of nudes or draped women. Its finest glass mascot is the femme nu au bras tender, commonly called the draped nude. The majority of Ettling glass was produced at its own factory in Choisy-le-Roi, France. This town in the outskirts of Paris had glass factories owned or used by different glass companies and manufactured the finest opalescent glass in Europe in the Art Deco period. Maurice Model, a little-known glassmaker, founded the company bearing his name in Verdun, France. The company operated for a brief time between 1930 and 1940. He also worked as a designer of glass artworks for Sabino and Ettling. Only a few model glass mascots are known. It's striking that beautiful and fragile glass mascots were placed on car hoods despite numerous road hazards. Perhaps it's even more remarkable that so many glass mascots have survived. Less than 100 different glass car mascots were ever produced. The mascots presented in this book came from my collection, and I did the photography. Thank you for listening. My name is John Zoller.